Hi, it's Mark from WinningSolutionsInc.com, and getting through the day one here, and better be saving some energy up for day 2, 3, and 4. 4 is just a half day, so it won't be too bad. But anyway, just did another session. Now, Microsoft does some sessions that aren't quite as into the technicalities of the technology, but are kind of into some concepts. So the last session that I attended was about the concept of just how important mobile is. So since we work with a lot of customers that are still using some older technologies like Microsoft Access, I really wanted to attend this session to kind of see what the latest is going on in mobile and to kind of convey that to you guys so you could factor that in. So the word is from Microsoft, and they pay a lot of big consultants and firms to do surveys and studies, and the word is that things are really moving mobile. In fact, even things that you might consider being just for your internal network that your employees use, even those things are going mobile, at least according to the people that Microsoft pays to do the studies. So Microsoft has acquired a company called Xamarin, starts with an X, and what it allows you to do is to be able to have a company like us, or if you do your own software development, to be able to write in a programming language called C# and make it run on iOS, Android, or Windows Phone. So that's pretty cool. You have one code base. There are some slight changes that you have to make. Now, another little nougat of information that we picked up in the information, hidden Android joke there, since that's the new version, code name for the new version of Android. But anyway, was the fact that it takes about 180 phones that you have to test for in order to make sure your mobile application is compliant just for the US market. Now, fortunately, what a surprise, Microsoft has a solution for that. So they have a Xamarin tool, a testing cloud, where you can test against all these devices and see how your app will run. And that's pretty cool. I mean, because it would be really hard to test for all that. So, in the web to site development days, you used to have to test for Firefox browser, Chrome browser, Internet Explorer browser, maybe a couple different versions of Internet Explorer. And that was a big enough job by itself. But can you imagine testing a mobile app on 180 phones? Now, Microsoft, not surprisingly, poo-pooed the next concept that I'm going to talk about, and that is it may just make more sense for you to go with what's called a mobile website. So we use a technology called responsive design. A lot of other application developers do it too. And responsive design is what it's going to allow you to do is basically when somebody goes to your website or this special website that you have that's kind of an application type of website, it's going to kind of rescale everything down for the phone as best it can. It's not going to be perfect. Now, of course, Microsoft says, hey, the problem with that is you can't do all these special things on the phone. Well, I'll tell you, we found tricks to do almost every special thing on the phone. Capture signatures, take pictures, grab the location, store it in a database. So, if you need to verify where the phone was at when somebody signed off on something, like receiving a package or something like that, if you've got that kind of an app or some other app, dropping a person off, anything you can imagine that would have to do with locking location. And we're working on some even more sophisticated things that reach even more deeply into the phone over the web. So Microsoft said that they didn't think that that performed as well and so forth and so on. In our experience, it's performed pretty well. And it's a good stopgap effort, because the other thing that allows you to do is it allows you to bypass having to mess with all these app stores. And app stores are a big hassle because you have to publish to the Apple App Store for iOS, you have to publish to the Android App Store, Google Play, Apple, it's a lot of work. Can you imagine, every time you roll out a new version, having to deal with all that? If we do a mobile website, it's just going to run for the most part, because it works in a web browser just like your website runs. So this is a pretty attractive alternative for most people, and we'd really recommend sticking with that. But if you do want a mobile app development, we'd certainly like to take a crack at that for you. And so, hopefully these things help you decide. If you'd like to, meet with us, have a more detailed consultation to find out which path is right for you, and how we could help you kind of manage the entire life cycle. So, we can help you with your existing app the way it's running now. We have this great website called MicrosoftAccessExpert.com, and we may have found our YouTube channel through some searching that way. We also, you may be thinking, maybe I need to port my Access application to be a mobile application. Perhaps, perhaps not. We can kind of help you sort through all that, figure out what the costs are, what the pros and cons are, work with you. If that is the best, take you there. because we have a lot of deep, rich experience with Access, and we have a lot of web development experience. So that kind of allows us to bridge both worlds. We also do something that's just pretty straightforward called creating hybrid applications. And Microsoft talked about this a little bit too, which is where we just need to build the part of your application that needs to be mobile. For example, like let's say that you have an application where you need to approve a sale, and so you've got salespeople out all over the place, and if they offer a certain discount, you want it to go to a certain manager for them to approve it. So that might be just a tiny little mobile app or a tiny little notification, that it could even be a text message with a hyperlink in it, email, that type of thing, that they would get on their phone, pull out their phone, go, okay, yeah, we'll approve that, click something, it's approved. Your salespeople love it because they're getting that instant approval. They don't have to wait for an approval. Your sales manager is not too overburdened because he's not dealing with a huge application, having to sign in and do a whole bunch of other stuff. We can kind of streamline and automate all of that. We'll also handle all the hosting, so we'll set up your relationship directly with Azure if you want to be on Microsoft's cloud. If you have a different hoster that you want to use, we'll work with them. So we're more flexible. We're not going to try to force you into a certain way of doing things. And hopefully that works better for your business and will help you decide to work with us. So anyway, watch for more videos. Partner conference is continuing. This is just day one. So thanks for watching the video. If you like it, give us a thumbs up. If you want to interact with us, go to our website, winningsolutionsinc.com, and there's all kinds of ways to phone, chat, email us through that, and we'd love to talk to you. Thanks a lot for watching the video.